So, Andreas, Tailon, I'm very happy to meet with you today at our co-experience 2025 in Reno. Great opportunity. So, can you just to start maybe tell us about who you are working for? It's written on your shirt.
Yes, of course. So first of all, we are very glad to be here. My name is Andreis. I am software development engineer at Marcopolo. This is my colleague Tailon.
Yes.
Uh,
And my name is Tailon PODEWILS, and I do software engineering at Marcopolo. I also worked at Marcopolo for 3 years, and I'm being involved in the 3D experience improvement project for 2 years.
That is software engineering your primary background, or it is something that you learn by doing?
Things that I learned by doing a lot of courses, but my primary formation is mechanical engineer. So I work at Marcopolo for 5 years with projects, with the bus project. So Marcopolo is it's a company that make buses. So mainly the body work. Now we are reaching out for new challenges, doing chassis, doing trains, doing motorhomes. So now we are having a bigger portfolio. But I was 5 years working on bus project, and then for the last 4 years I have joined the what we call the technological implementation team.
Okay.
To work on the 2D experience platform implementation.
So we're going to get there. And so I think this project of 3D experience and of course ENOVIA at Marcopolo starting some time ago, I think in 2017.
Yes.
I guess we are both not there at that time.
No, I was on internship at the time. Yes, but my first contact was in 2022.
Okay.
2022 is when I entered the project. Marcopolo have some goals in this first time implementing from 2017 to 2022. They want to reach some different things that we are achieving now. So the strategy was to keep using our old CAD that is at Marcopolo.
So it works.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yes.
Yes. So we are going to use SolidWorks and implement it with the 3D experience solutions and go through this path. When I joined the team in 2022, there were a lot of discussions about it, and we decided to go full 3D experience and CATIA. So using CATIA and ENOVIA. Then we have to speed things up. It was actually, if you say like that, it's going to be a new project, but the actual project was already been running for more than 5 years. So we had to speed things up very much.
And what was the main driver to drive this
Just right now.
this change in strategy?
Yeah, we had some things that some connections that we're trying to do, they weren't working the way what are going to be working. So we tried to adapt the thing what we've thought about our own process, to be able to implement it.
I know that in this specific market for buses, configuration is quite critical.
Yeah, just for you to understand our volume, we currently produces in our plant. So Marcopolo is a multinational company. We have plants on Brazil, on Argentina, on Colombia, on Mexico, on
Australia.
in Australia,
Which is
it's on space. Yeah, on
Africa, though.
Africa.
South Africa.
Yes.
So we had a lot of companies around the world. And if you say about our Brazilian operations and Latin America operations overall, we produce around 70 buses per day.
Wow.
And if you take all these projects, normally we are actually talking about this yesterday, but we thought that we are doing engineering to order. Because when you see these 70 buses that leave the factory each day, they are not equal. They're not equal. Our sales orders is highly customized. If we have a double-decker bus, it have over 1,000 and 2,000 characteristics or variants. And if you take the variant values, it can reach from 2 to 1,000 possible values.
Yes, that's why I think a full model-based system
Yes.
is really needed to manage this type of complexity.
Yeah, and then doing that, you can imagine the high volume. So it's not engineering to order; it's ideation to order. Ideation to order is the right term. Yeah, because if the client asks, we will do it.
Yeah.
It's basically that. So our engineering team is about 700 people. In our engineering team.
That's big, and I also remember that it was very important to tightly connect the platforms to the experience, ENOVIA, and the ERP.
Yes.
To connect actually sales on the business to actually to the production, to the engineering pipeline for this custom to order process.
Yes.
Also, sir.
We do the number of codes or part numbers that pass through engineering dates around 600. 600 between creating new parts, new assemblies, because our assemblies actually have a part number, so not for parts only, it's for all that. And we revise a lot. So our current life cycle now is on 3D experience. We made a lot of revisions because our project is, we can say it's a live project.
It's a live,
because
iterative.
We are always working to be able to get it better, to get it faster, so it can
Reduction costs.
reduce.
So maybe a tricky question, because this is always a balance which is complicated, and this kind of business is how do you avoid to have too many custom parts or custom assemblies in this highly configured?
That's the tricky question. That's the tricky question. The way we work with configuration is not how can I say, it's not only the parts there, the parts not there.
Okay,
it's not the way we work. So if you imagine, if you take our bill of materials today, we don't have EBOM and MBOM. We have like we call the unique BOM. We do this to speed up the process. And if you go to our bill of materials, you see that we reached 9 levels of parts and assemblies there. And we use something that we call class nodes to know what's going to be in a specific part of the bus. We have our sales order configuration, and through the sales order, we take all of the characterizations, we pass it through a lot of engineering tables, we pass through a lot of conversions, and to get to one specific class node. What would be in class node? It would be, for example, the assembly of the side structure.
Okay.
So the side structure assembly is a class node, and we get a path through a lot of conversions to know what is the classification required to meet the target at this specification.
So there's a lot of embedded knowledge, know-how in this process. Actually, I was looking at the beautiful demonstration about generative assembly that we saw in the session this morning. I don't know if you have seen that, but it's really impressive. So maybe there is some things to do with developing the proper generative experiences to even further automate the process.
Our current automation method is we actually don't work with configuration. We work more for automation, project automation, design automation. If you see most of this bill of materials, we have what we call manual projects and automated projects, or parametric projects.
Okay.
And when you get an automated one, the engineer or the designer, he normally needs to click a button to generate all of the 3D. And for the most of the variation of the bus, because we try to reuse the most as we can for parts, for assemblies, because 600 part numbers a day is a very high volume.
So if we switch back to the governance, how you organize a team working on those projects.
Yes.
So you said that you have now been implementing full change management governance in the platform. I think you are starting to do more than that, even with going to project.
Yes, that's it. What we want to do, we have all of this automation to know what physical products with the specific classification that use the classification system after the experience. What could be there? What should be there? And this that we call class node, we call a missing node when there's nothing there because it wasn't found on the class. And this missing node, it's what generates the tests for an engineering team.
Okay.
And that test could be very different. It could be to study a new concept, to develop a new process, could be just to create the project. Now our concepts are already okay. I just need to stretch the stretch the side structure or the base structure, and it will meet requirements. So it can be a lot of things. And over the class, we have an average time. So we use that time to know how many time it would take on our engineering team's product team to be able to create that project. And we have a lot of we call the engineering cells, each one working on a specific project with a specific target. So for urbans, for road bus, each team is specifically for one kind of family.
So we see the value of putting ex-mechanical or software engineers back in software engineer, because you are coming also with all this knowledge already in them. I think it's very powerful. So maybe last question, or maybe it is also linked to the previous one, is so how do you keep the connection with all your peers? I mean, people who are working on the product, the engineers, to drive all those transformation changes in the way of working. Is it easy, or is it?
It's hard. It's hard. I will not lie. It's hard. It's a very complex. It's a very complex process. So our product is not that complex as our process, because we have a lot of automation, so we can actually achieve that high volume with higher reuse that we are talking about.
Okay.
We need to create the system so the system can guide our designers and engineers to the right path. Because it's very hard, especially when we're currently expanding, so there are a lot of people entering the engineering team.
Okay.
So we're expecting a lot of growth for next year, and we understand that we need to give that path, so they don't get lost on all the possibilities. So that's it. That's why we use change governance, why we use classification, that's why we use project management, and everything is going to be fully inside to the experience. That's the main goal. We want our engineering team to be exclusively working on 3D experience. So enter SAP information from the sales order. We do everything on 3D experience, and then just deliver the bill of materials. That's our main goal. And of course, we have some further plans to actually use Delmia, so we deliver more than only the bill of materials.
Yes.
It's one of our currently challenges, mostly because of all the automation.
Exactly, because then you have also to automate how to produce the processes for manufacturing. So I think that this that's an interesting challenge for the future.
Yes. And furthermore, we can talk about Simulia too. So it has our for.
So you're connecting everything together.
Yes.
Our for structure is parametric. So
yes.
So I understand that you both joined the ENOVIA Champion program. So thank you for that. It's a very important program for us to get in touch with some key users. Can you tell us about your motivation and your both expectation and also what you want to bring to this community?
Of course. So our company is Rio Grande do Sul, South Brazil, you know, so it's very in South Brazil. So it's not an place that we have a lot of to the experience usage. So as we were walking and trying to reach out for information, we got to ENOVIA Champions program, and our expectation is networking. It's to reach out for new information, know people, and of course to share what we can to the programs, because we use a lot of ENOVIA. Most of our automations are at ENOVIA, and for us that's a great benefit being part of the program.
Okay. Any more comments?
Yeah. I think what I see is smart, but we don't have the information in the Rio Grande do Sul, but is Brazilian that know so more experts of the experience. And when we can talk about the experience for other people and around of the world, is for us is or so benefits, and we can share our experts to the other peoples, and so the people to us.
So what will be the primary source of information that you value in the program? It is to interact with people directly, or get access in advance to some specific live sessions, or what is the one that is you see the most valuable for you?
Yeah, I think live sessions are a great way, and of course, like here at Co-Experience, the being able to join with other ENOVIA channels to this networking, presential ones, thing like that. For us, is great. Is in the greatest value.
Very good. And I know there's some very brilliant people attending the event. I met a few already since this morning, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy those connections. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.